Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that hyena that had the Sentinella special, the titties, the tummy tuck, and the ass, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have that homegirl smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Crystal, La Reina, Tony Rex, Hernan, Michael Mua, Winston, Alejandro, Trailero760, Abuelita Irma, Grant, El Skid, G, Nathan, Hobie Cat, Mika Boy, Lead with Love, Charles, Albert 12, AI Vega, Esquiel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Angel, Michigan Wolverines, Mikey 559, the homie Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Daus Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, make sure you hit that link in the description below. You are definitely missing out. This episode right here, fellas and ladies and warriors. Hector, you worked for the California Department of Corruptions, right? Were you green staff members be opening the wrong doors on purpose to watch these inmates fight like Chinese fighting fishes? For your guys' entertainment, not so fast, buddies. Not so fast. You know, there were those days called the gladiator days in Corcoran's shoe, where it seems like every damn story about there was consistent from all sides. Doors getting cracked, people getting mixed, etc., etc. That was in the early 90s, man. We are in the 2023s, right? Home of the 2023s. Meaning, even even at Sentinella in my younger years, and this has been the topic during lockdowns. I honestly, look, not even crossing my fingers, could not fathom purposely opening the wrong door to have inmates fight, considering considering you yourself as a control booth officer is going to get in trouble. Period. Well, Hector, that you don't care about the inmates fighting each other? What I told you, I don't see somebody purposely doing that because they are going to get in trouble, right? And by trouble, I mean they're gonna get a chunk of their pay taken out, right? You fucked up, you caused this, and depending on how severe the injuries are, you're in trouble, you're fucked, right? And people used to wrong doors used to get cracked, and at Sentinella, you just push a button, boom, right? Can't give up too much game, but the door opens. Once it's open, it's open. The inmate has to shut it. Did wrong doors get open? Yes. Did they get open on purpose? Fuck, man. If they were willing to get that pay doc, then so be it. I don't see it, right? Now, again, I didn't work at Tehachapi or Salinas Valley or I didn't work any of those places, right? Just telling you from my damn experience. So, Hector, get to the damn point. What the hell is the point of this damn story? This episode? Again, just because I wore green and the inmates wore blue doesn't mean we enjoyed pitting inmates against each other like pit bulls, like cockfights. Because whether different races, right? And again, this is the current topic of the week, flavor of the week. Honestly, I don't foresee how instigating a fight, a riot, a melee between two races is beneficial. Like I don't foresee, hey man, did you hear what the brothers are saying about you? Hey man, did you hear what the essays said? And let me give you an example, right? When I was a lieutenant, I was on a yard. And I'm sitting in the office, right? Drinking my coffee, watching the Amazon. And I always left the door open. Of course, open door policy. I'm not a scumbag. I'm not a scoundrel. I'm not a coward. Well, I wasn't, right? Like that was my style. Open door, wide open. Come on in. Let's chop it up. What you got to say, right? Two-way communication. I start hearing things excessively, right? And just like I don't watch the news, you guys know I don't watch the news, but if something keeps popping up on the feed or something excessively, it catches my attention. So there I am on the Amazon, and I start hearing stuff like the officers complaining, "Oh, that's bullshit." I think this was towards the beginning of the shift. Towards the beginning of the shift. "Oh, that's bullshit. Um, that's fucked up." And finally, I call one of them in here in the C. "Hey, man, what's up? What's going on?" "Oh, ALT, like in the building, in one of the buildings, you have a black inmate that is drunk and is talking shit. Is talking shit to me. Like, is talking shit to the officer in the building, right? Because I ended up calling the floor officer on the phone. And I'm like, well, what is he saying? Like, are they threatening him? What's going on, right? Oh, what they're saying is that we're afraid of the Mexicans and that we fear violence. And do they have to get violent for us to fear them and respect them?" Now you guys know my style, man. I'm like a docile creature, right? I am the coolest, calmest, collective dude until you piss me off, right? Then you piss me off, I can become violent. I can become crazy. I can become this and this and that and that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, right? Point of the story is, I was enjoying my damn coffee, was shopping on the Amazon online store, and the officers are all upset and tell me that you have a black inmate in the building who's intoxicated, one, on the day room, and saying that we respect the Mexicans because of the attempted murder that had happened the year prior when the Mexicans stabbed the shit out of two cops and almost killed one of them. That's what the dude was insinuating, infatuating, leading on to, right? So that's when I pick up the phone. Fucking blood pressure shoots through the damn roof. And I call the officer. And I believe the officer was black as well. Right? So this inmate was just going off the charts with it, drunk. So I call. It was a female too, if I can remember. And I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, I didn't want to have to call you." I was like, "Don't trip." Like, anyways, I was the one that called. But yeah, you do have a drunk inmate in here. Like, don't trip. We'll be there right now. "Hey, everybody, get your ass in here. Fucking, let's go." Right? Mind you, you have yard going on. You have the other buildings going on. I get all the yard officers. I get all the S&Es. The sergeants were already on board because they're already listening, watching me fuming out of my ears, right? Like, that's just what you're not going to do, right? You're not going to be drunk on a day room threatening officers. Bringing up another race, no less. Like, that's just all bad in so many different ways. You had heavy hitters on that yard, probably from every damn race. White, Mexican, black. You had somebody's on that yard. You had somebody from every group. It's a matter of fucking fact, that building that this BS was all taking place in housed those heavy hitters. In other words, those inmates were assigned to that building. Their cells were in that building. So I was like, "Hey, we're going to hit every fucking cell right now. Every fucking cell. On the bottom tier, on the upper tier. We're going to do a pruno sweep, right? We're going to do a pruno sweep. Like, in other words, we're only going to look for inmate manufactured alcohol. where they make the ferment the fruit. They call it wine. Said if you guys see like cell phones or dope or weapons like blatantly out in the open, then yeah, we're gonna have to we'll go through with it, whatever. But that's not what we're looking for, and they knew it too. We're just gonna hit all the pads, boom, 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 send a message, and I'll handle the rest, whatever. But they were 100% on board with it, right? Like they were not. Mind you, word had already spread to the yard cops. Everybody was pissed. Green. So we hit all the pads. We get a lot of pruno. And again, man, we know they got it. It's not a fucking surprise. It's not a shocker. Oh God, look, we hit the jackpot. We know they got it. We're just now it's time to get it, right? We get extra buckets. They have buckets they're not supposed to be having. Look like a damn bucket. Look like the San Diego Kobe swap meet in there. Every inmate had a bucket they weren't supposed to have. Technically, we weren't really fucking tripping up until that point. Give us all your damn buckets. Give us all your damn apples. Give us all your damn pruno. Boom, boom, boom. Inmates are coming out of their cell. They're getting patted down. They're having a seat in the day room. It's just the whole fucking nine, right? All because of this drunk fucking inmate. I go back to the office. I end up calling the MAC reps. The MAC reps are a group of inmates, one from each race, and they are like the spokespersons, like the head inmates to pass information verbally or weapons or cell phones, what have you be. Anyhow, I was there to talk to them, right? Because now the whole yard's crispy. Everybody saw everybody go over there. Everybody like, what the hell is going on over there, right? So I call them to the office. And I would just chop it up like normal. Everybody's looking. I bet you guys are wondering what that was all about, right? They're like, yeah. I said, look, man, you guys know I don't trip. You guys know I don't trip if, basically, you guys know I don't trip, right? They're like, yeah. They're like, unless, you guys start fronting things off and then things get a little excessive, then you guys know what time it is. They're like, yeah. I said, cool. I said, for the record, there's nobody on this yard that is untouchable. I said, anybody can get touched. And they knew who I was referring to. I said, I could even get touched. And then they nod in agreement, right? We're all nodding. I said, so we cool? Yeah, LT. Yeah, LT, we're cool. All right. Now, I might have elaborated on, hey, I'm not tripping if you guys drink, right? But I sure in the hell didn't put the race out there, right? I knew I could. Of course, I could have, right? I could have said, "Hey, man, you had a black dude in the fucking in the pad drinking, saying that he's gonna do this, do that. That why don't we trip on the Mexicans?" As soon as I would have said that, it would have been on and cracking. I would have lighted that fucking spark. Even though the inmate was out there saying it, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, there's some common sense. Well, Hector, that's just you. Not everybody's like that. Exactly. That's just me. I'm letting you know that not everybody is like that, right? I said I said it first. No, I said it first. So if if my memory serves me correctly, right, and it doesn't, I think that individual got dealt with by his own people, by the inmate population. I believe he got checked. I believe he came to the hard understanding that he should not be drunk out on the day room drinking, let alone disrespecting cops. let alone dragging another race into it. It's just, see what I mean? That could have, fuck, that could have went all bad. Code 3. Message for today is, man, there's multiple ways to skin a cat. You could have done all kinds of shit, man. You could have straight up you could have fronted that dude off bad. Bad. I mean, any which way. You could have been an officer in the building with some experience and had that dude talking shit and be like, hey, what'd you say, man? Hey, call the Mexican over here and be like, hey, check, here, listen to this dude, man. Did I hear this dude correctly? And then it would have kicked it off, right? It would have not been good. But what do you want to call that? Strategy, finesse, professionalism? Let's call it professionalism. With that, keep pushing forward.